Good afternoon. Today is Tuesday, January 19th, 2021, and today is the second hearing officer meeting for the month of January. My name's Vanessa McDonald, and I'm the hearing officer. Joining me this afternoon today is Shelby Meyer from Community Development. Thank you, Shelby, for being here. I'm going to read something into the record, and then we only have one case on the agenda this afternoon, so we'll jump right in to that agenda item. I understand we have a resident from the case on our agenda this afternoon who is considering calling in and providing some testimony. I don't know if you're watching or not. If you are, I encourage you to call in on the number that you've been given by staff. Because with just the single agenda item, these meetings tend to go pretty quickly. So I'm hoping that you're able to make the effort to join us this afternoon. The City of Tempe hearing officer is authorized by Arizona Revised Statutes and the City of Tempe Zoning and Development Code. The hearing officer has the duty to carry out both the provisions and the intent of the Zoning and Development Code and Tempe City Code. The hearing officer is granted the authority to conduct public hearings to decide upon the abatement of code violations occurring on properties within the city. Code violations include, but aren't limited to, deteriorated landscaping, inoperable vehicles, deteriorated structures, storage of junk or refuse, or deteriorated swimming pools. Abatement actions are brought before the hearing officer by the city's Code Compliance Division, typically after numerous attempts at contacting the property owner to obtain voluntary compliance. The hearing officer may issue an order directing the owner, occupant, rental agent, property manager, or other responsible person to abate a code violation or authorize the city to abate the condition, giving rise to that violation. The cost of the abatement is the responsibility of the property owner of the property where the violation occurred and may be collected as an assessment against the property found to be in violation. As I mentioned before, today we just have two things on our agenda. The first one is a set of minutes from January 5th, 2021. I had a chance to review those minutes in the packet that was sent to me, so I'm going to go ahead and approve the minutes from January 5th, 2021. Any property owner who's aggrieved by a decision of the hearing officer may file an appeal within 14 calendar days after the hearing officer has made a decision. As such, the deadline for appealing any decision rendered today is 3 p.m. on February 2nd, 2021. So that completes the preamble to the meeting. As I mentioned before, I approved the minutes, which was agenda item number 1, the minutes from January 5th. So that brings us to agenda item number 2. This is a request for approval to abate public nuisance items at the Win Fang property located at 1371 West 15th Street. The applicant is the City of Tempe, represented today by Andres Lara Reyes, Code Inspector. Mr. Reyes?
Good evening. Thank you, Madam Hearing Officer. My name is Andres La Reyes. I'm a Code Compliance Inspector with the City of Tempe, Code Compliance Division. I'm here this evening to request a 180-day open abatement for the property located at 1371 West 15th Street in Tempe, Arizona, 85281. This case was initiated on May 19, 2020 for trash, litter and debris in the front, east, and backyard areas. The complaint for this case was originated by a public complaint. I've had communication with the property owner. On July 28, 2020, I spoke to the owner, Mr. Samit Jin, and reviewed the violations at the property, trash, litter, and debris in the front, east, and backyards. I also asked him to make sure he gets a hold of his tenant and made him aware of the violations, and he understood. I also tried to contact Mr. Carlos Rodriguez, tenant, by phone to review violations, but the phone at the time was not available. On September 11, 2020, I met the owner at the property and explained all the violations that needed to be corrected. Also, before issuing the second citation, I made the owner and the tenant aware of the City of Tempe bulk pickup schedule for the week of October 5th through the 8th, 2020, so they can take advantage of that. On May 27, 2020, I visited the property and confirmed that there was trash, litter, debris in the front, east, and backyard areas. That included wood pallets, vehicle tires, scrap, metal, sinks, pile of boxes, buckets, dollies, vehicle parts, all this including the back porch and backyard areas. I sent violation notices to the property owner and the tenant to remedy the violations. On August 11, 2020, the first citation was issued and the fine was paid by the owner. On October 14, 2020, the second citation was issued and was also paid, the fine was also paid by the owner. At this time, I would like to present photos taken today of the existing violations. The first four pictures will be the backyard as of this morning.
I can't see those. They're not. Even if someone just wants to angle that. Because I have my packet here. That's okay. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
There we go.
Okay, so as you can see, this first photo, we still got some vehicle tires. We got some wood pallets, other items in the center of the backyard. The second picture would show more of the other side of the backyard, which shows like a pile of trash and debris, more vehicle tires, scrap. This also shows with more clarity what's back there. Again, there's still, wood and other stuff that still remain in violations as of this morning.
Yeah, I'm on this monitor, I'm looking at the pictures that you took on October 14th, and so the ones from today really are unchanged. There's a few little things that have been shuffled around.
Yeah,
But-
it did appear that there were some improvements made, but we're still, as you can see, towards the back fence area. He seems to be piling it against the fence on this picture here. So we still got some more piles. So maybe I thought he was like 70% done, but now I'm like more like 50% done as I see the pictures now.
Right.
Yeah. This picture here shows the side east side yard from the street. We still see a little bit of trash and debris there behind the vehicle.
Is the vehicle operable?
The vehicle should be operable, yes.
Okay.
And then the last picture is the front porch area, which has a little bit of items that I make sure, and I told the owner and the tenant they don't belong there. They belong either inside or in the shed, or make sure you don't store anything in the front.
Right.
Right. So, as stated before, I am seeking a 180-day open abatement for trash, litter, and debris located at property 1371 West 15th Street.
And I noted in your staff report, or in the report that you just gave, today is the 8-month anniversary of when
Correct.
when
Yes.
communication first started on this
Correct.
case. So it's been, a number of months now. Do we have the resident on the phone, Shelby?
Yes, the tenant is on the phone right now.
Okay, thank you. Then, caller, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, great. If you can state your name, please, and your address.
Carlos Rodriguez, address 1371 West 15th Street, Tempe, Arizona 85281.
Okay, thank you. And I do want to clarify that you are not the property owner, but you are just, or you are the tenant in residence at this location, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so, and were you able to view this proceeding so far? Are you watching or are you just listening?
I'm just listening.
Okay, so what I've been presented here in my packet that is sent to me by Community Development were photographs from October 14th, 2020, and showed the condition of your property then. I believe on that day you were cited and the fees associated with that citation had been paid. But then our code inspector provided me with up-to-date photos from this morning. So here we are, October, November, 3 months later, and what I viewed in the pictures from this morning, the property is relatively unchanged. A few things here and there, but mostly unchanged. So what context can you give me as to why this property should not be abated?
Well, with all, excuse me, with all this going around, coronavirus and all like that, and getting sick every now and then, uh, that's what I just do a little bit at a time as I can. But as I told Mr. Andres, on the side of the property, there was a whole lot of stuff, and the stuff that's up against the fence, I was moving that up towards there because I got a lot of stuff out. Like I told him, I don't know if you saw it, the last trash pickup in the alley. There was quite a few stuff out of there that I got rid of. The stuff that's in there, like pallets, those big stuff there, I was gonna build a storage, but then the owner came and told us that his sister-in-law is coming from Cambodia, I believe. So he needs the house back. So I told him to give me some time, and I got to get the truck going so I can get rid of a lot of stuff. But I told him I got to be out of here by the end of February of this year. So I at least need, that time to get rid of everything. I gotta leave it the way he had it before. So, but as far as things here and there being moved, I was moving stuff around, and like I said, it's just that hit me really, after being here 10 years, and then all of a sudden wants you out. So that's what I'm dealing with right now.
Okay, so do you understand how the abatement process works? That is, the city will come in, we hire a contractor, the city hires a contractor. They've taken bids to get really good labor rates to do the work for the abatement. They come in, they take all of the stuff that's been accumulated and they leave the property clean and to city standards. So it seems to me like the abatement is actually a good option for you, because if you haven't been feeling well, if you're unable to do it by yourself, and you have this looming deadline of February, that it actually can be an assistance to you rather than something bad. There is a cost associated with you. We typically charge that to the property owner, who I'm sure will pass that cost along to you. But oftentimes we have residents who understand that they can have the work done cheaper by letting the city actually abate the property for them than trying to do it themselves or hire someone to do it for them.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but me, I gotta sell quite a bit of a lot of that stuff is metal, so I gotta sell that too. Because from here, I'm living paycheck to paycheck, so I gotta accumulate money wherever I can and to find a place to move my wife and myself, get out of here. But as far as moving everything out of here by the end of February, like I told the owner, I mean that's gonna happen one way or the other. I'll get the help, but that's just going to be another expense for me. Like I say, But this is going to be taken care of now since I got to get out of here.
And what was the reasoning behind not doing it for the past 8 months? You've understood that this has been a problem and on the city's radar for 8 months now. And what was how is it
Well,
that
like I
it
said,
hasn't been done by this point?
I've been doing slowly on whatever I can, but it just sets me back. But now that I'm in this situation, I mean, 2 months, and I got to be out of here. Like I told the owner, it's gonna be left the way you gave it to us. So I got no other choice.
Okay. Well, I don't believe that we should allow this, the condition of this property to continue. I don't know if you were able to call in at the very beginning of the hearing when I indicated that if the abatement is approved today, which in all honesty, I am inclined to approve this abatement, there's a 2-week period during which you can clean the property up yourself. If you clean it up yourself within the next 2 weeks, then there is no need for the city to go in and abate this property. However, if you don't get it done within those 2 weeks, then the city will come in and abate the property. The 2-week deadline puts us at about the first week of February, I believe. Well, February 2nd is the 2-week deadline for the city for an appeal. During that period, you could also file an appeal. It costs money, but that would stay the abatement while you would clean the property up. But my inclination is to approve this abatement. You'll have the intervening 2 weeks to try and clean up the property, and then whatever is left at the end of 2 weeks, the city will come in and clean up the balance of the property for you. So I guess what I'm saying is if I approve it today, it's not like the contractor is going to be there tomorrow. There is a substantial lead time to allow you to get some of this stuff cleared away.
Yeah, well, I got no choice. So
So, well, I encourage you to, use the next 2 weeks wisely. That'll save you money because the less they have to clean up, the less that the contractor can charge. So, I think 8 months is a very long time to have, tolerated the condition of this property. So this is a process that is initiated by your neighbors. So, at some point your neighbors have decided that it's intolerable to them as well. So Shelby, do we have any other members of the public wanting to speak on this agenda item?
No, we do not.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Lara Reyes. I think I have the testimony that I need. Thank you, Mr. Was it Rodriguez?
yes,
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. Like I said, use the next 2 weeks wisely, and maybe you won't have to have this property abated after all, or just a minimal amount of cleanup, depending on how much you can get done in the next 2 weeks. But given your testimony and the testimony that's been provided to me by the inspector, I'm going to go ahead and approve the application contained for the abatement of items at 1371 West 15th Street.
Thank you, Madam Hearing
Thank
Officer.
you. Good luck to you, Mr. Rodriguez. That concludes our agenda for this evening. Are there any staff announcements?
Yes, real quick. The next hearing officer will take place on February 2nd, 2021, like you mentioned, at 5 p.m., both streamed online and on Tempe 11.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. That concludes our agenda, so we're adjourned. Good night.